Yo, what up, people? How y'all doing? What's happening? What's going on, people? Yeah, let's do this. All right, let's get this out of here. Gotta get some of this stuff out of here, man. What's going on, y'all? Give it up for y'all. All right. Damn. Too much happening. Ah. All right. My name is Tim Black. Welcome to the Tim Black Show.
I really don't know what he said at the end of that sentence. I don't think he knows what he said either. Look.
All right, man. We're going to do this one more time, right? At least one more time. Yo. What's going on Facebook, YouTube, X? Yeah, man, we in the building tonight. Man, hope everybody's feeling okay. Everybody okay tonight, man? What's up? What's up? What's up?
What do you think a plant is? Maybe people don't understand the definition.
Stop playing with me, y'all. Stop playing with me. All right, so my name is Tim Black. I'm your humble host. I'm the practitioner of commentary. Oh, yeah. And here to deliver yet again on the promise of no punches pulled commentary on issues that matter to the people. We're going to do this again, fam. We're going to do our best to deliver what is known as a knockout blow to the establishment. We're going to knock them in the face. We're going to hit them while they down. They go low, we go to hell. Man, what's happening? What's happening? We are, yeah, okay. I want to say what's up to my moderators, man. Give it up for Rain of Tears, Nene, and Elizabeth. I think Rain of Tears is out, if I remember correctly. He may be back, though. I don't know. Shout out to my OGs, and shout out to my new mods. Yeah. Anybody seen Buck Bewley or Black Mamba or Ebony? You know? Yo, man, shout out to them, man. I hope everything's fine. And shout out to the Tim Black Wolf Pack. Give it up for those folks. Yeah. Now, the Wolf Pack are the people that keep the lights on around this joint. These are the people that support the Tim Black Show, keep us up and running. So thank you for being a member, being a VIP of the Tim Black Show. Those are my VIPs. Become a VIP, get access to everything immediately, as well as digital downloads for free and all this other great stuff I try to give out. Which reminds me, I need to put out something new for July. So we got that coming, fam. So go to timblacktv.com. You'll see a link there. You can also go to patreon.com, Tim's Take Live. Patreon.com, Tim's Take Live. Slow down, Tim. Look, hold your horses. Hold your horses. I don't even know what that means. Yo! I got paperwork here. Got all this stuff. Okay, that's this. I got a number of stories we're going to get to tonight, man. And I want to jump to that. Let's jump into it. You guys ready? Let's get into it. Like, I'm trying to shorten the introduction. We don't need a lot of introduction. I'm going to be talking, so no reason to warm up talking. I'm not waiting for people to literally walk in this joint. So let's go ahead and get this cracking for my people there. Stand up to the DMV, my people in D.C., Maryland, and Virginia. Thank you for being my homies. Couple of my homies. Saw some people I was out and about this weekend. Saw a couple people. What's up? Y'all ready? Yeah, man. Oh, everybody have a good 4th, right? Everybody safe? I saw this one family. Yeah, fireworks went off. When they lit the fireworks, it started a chain reaction with the other fireworks, and they trying to fight to get in the house. It was crazy, yo. Crazy. All right. Hopefully that was not you. You did not get caught up in no drama like that where you're getting shot by your own fireworks. That's crazy stuff. That's nasty work. My people, my people, my people. Everything good? I mean, let me check, make sure everything's good, man. My people, my people, my people. Nene's in the building. Willie Mays. Nene's in the Rain of Tears is back. What's up? What's up, fam? Welcome back. Yeah, we're in the house, man. Richmond, VA. Over here. Yeah. Nigel's in the building. Nigel's back. So is Mr. Jones. What's up, Jay? Yeah. You know what it is. You know what it is. You know what it is. Damn, fam. Yeah, let me get into this, man. I had hesitations about covering this story because last time I covered a story that was sad, people didn't want to watch the video afterwards. I don't know, man. I can't say I blame them. You know, I guess I do in a way. Like, let's get into it, man. Let's open the show up. Nolan Wells. All right, let's do this. We got to be informed. We can't just walk around ignoring things that aren't fun. Right? Well, damn, Sam. Did I? Today, I don't even know if I did that, man. Did I even do that? Hold on a second, y'all. Let's see if I even got it. I might have to talk to y'all after all. I said I might have to talk after all. Well, shit, hell. Yeah, it looks that way, fam, because I was kind of rushing. Said I was kind of rushing to get things going, fam. Hold tight, fam. I gotta kick this off. Graphics, captions, notes. What I got over here? Music, themes, QR codes. Nah, that's not cool. Widgets. What's happening? Music theme. I don't know, man. I don't even have that. Okay, damn. Okay. Well, this doesn't always happen, but I guess anything's liable to happen. Let me grab Nolan. Let me grab this. Okay, so we'll do this image, man. We'll download that. So yeah, man, y'all gotta bear with me 1 second, fam. This process did not kick off like I thought it did. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna grab a picture, man. Go image. Okay, here we can do this like this. So we can do this. We operate on the fly, right? That's the young man we're gonna talk about. Give me 30 seconds, y'all. I said that's okay because we have that part coming. So the young man you see on the screen, his name is Nolan Wells, and we're gonna kick it off starting about him. Okay. I got video clips I want to run on this, but until those clips are available. Okay, so Nolan Wells, an 18-year-old football player, sports athlete. His body was found off the coast, off on Horn Island. And his middle name is Xavier, Nolan Xavier Wells. A park ranger found his body around 8:45 today in the water just off the northwest end of Horn Island, part of the Gulf Island National Seashore, near Ocean Springs, Mississippi. They confirmed it. Sheriff John Ledbetter confirmed it matched Wells' description. And we're going to get into that. So now what makes this tragic is it's devastating, right? It's devastating for a lot of reasons. One of those reasons being it was a life. Human being lost his life. We don't know under what circumstances that this occurred, but what we know so far is very much disturbing. And it's given a lot of people a lot of cause to be up in arms, be very much concerned. They have not done any investigation. They're still in the process of investigating. There's been no conclusions drawn either way about how the death of this young man took place. Things are very precarious. Precarious. That's it, precarious. Mysterious. I can tell you, I believe it will not be natural causes, but that's just my gut talking, right? I don't know. This young man was found. The crazy thing about it that has people, was causing quite a stir across the internet, is he went away on 4th of July with some friends to this place, this Horn Island, and he never came back. He went with 4 of his white friends. He never came back. They all came back. He didn't come back with them. What they did bring back was his cell phone. They gave it to his mom. I don't understand. The story was something crazy like, well, they thought he caught another charter home. Okay, let me get this right. My son goes with you, your group of friends. You go 4th of July for one day, one evening events out to have a good time, I guess, I'm assuming. And he doesn't come back with you and you don't call nobody, you don't call his parents. So I'm really confused about what the story even is supposed to be. It don't make no damn sense, right? Of course, it's now becoming a situation where people believe it was foul play involved because the young man comes back, but the friends come back. The young man does not come back. They look for the young man. They can't find the young man. They've been looking for him until the day they found the body, and they've identified it as him. And now, the most tragic ending to the story that it could be has come to life for this family. And all I can tell you is, I don't want to jump to conclusions. But I mean, how can I not jump to conclusions? I mean, the young man went with you, you didn't come back with him. He didn't come back with you. You didn't call and tell us he wasn't coming back. You didn't say, hey, Miss Xavier, Miss Wells, Nolan, we don't know where Nolan is. And bump that, if you're leaving, look, there are rules. And I don't know, man, I'm an old man, right? So when I was coming up, as Gen X guys, when we was coming up, I don't care where we go. If we went together, we came back together. That's what we did. We came back together. It's just a rule. No matter what goes down, no matter how bad things get, no matter what's said, even if we get into a fight with one another, we coming home together. Now, I did know one dude who was prone to dropping people off random places when he got upset. He never did that shit to me, but I understand he'd done that before. I guess I should have known something about that guy now that I'm saying that. It's crazy. Why would I ever hang out with a guy that did that before? Well, maybe because I knew he wasn't going to do that shit to me. Back to my point. The point is this. Where the hell is Nolan? Why didn't Nolan come back with you? And why didn't you call authorities or call his parents or call somebody? And look, not one single person is responsible because all 4 of the young men that went together, that went with Nolan, all of them are responsible. Somebody saw something. Somebody knows something, somebody saw something, and I just cannot believe that this is just going to be some like Scooby-Doo mystery shit. We got to try to guess and figure it out and wait for cops to do their job and get off their butts and find out what happened. And I'm just going to say it because it needs to be said. Don't trust nobody. Don't trust anyone. How well did he know these kids? How well did he know these friends? I don't even know the relationship of the friends. Are these friends? Or just acquaintances? See, all this is speculation at this point. But you know how black folks, you know how we get, right? We're like, hey, here you go hanging out with a bunch of white guys, and then all of a sudden, you're the only black guy, and all of a sudden, the only black guy is the only person that doesn't come back. The only one that doesn't make it is the black guy. And you would think if you got white friends and something goes down, I don't know what goes down, but they'd be thinking, you know, this looks bad. We got to find Nolan because he's the black guy that went with us. If he doesn't come back, they're going to think we did something to him. So where's the self-preservation? If you didn't do something to him, you had to imagine that there'd be people thinking that you did something to him. Because all this bullshit about not knowing he was black, not even noticing it, I didn't even notice he was black. I mean, I don't see color. Your punk ass see color. And you weren't born yesterday. I don't care if you are 18. You've been on the planet long enough to know that if you all leave and one don't come back with you, the people we're gonna be looking at first off is you. You ain't got to be no valedictorian to know that. So, ladies and gentlemen, what I'm saying is, I believe it was foul play. I believe there's a story to this. And I want everybody lie detectored up. Everybody got sent for the lie detector. Let's see if I got any footage, man. I got some stuff to go along with my... Here we go. Let's see what we got. "18-year-old college football player, formerly at Ocean Springs High School and Southwest Mississippi Community College. He went missing July 4th during a boat trip with friends to the island. Here he is with his parents, mom and dad."
Yeah, really. It's really like a brother.
I want to play this clip of him with his teammates. I'm not sure which team this is. I think it's Ocean Spring High School. Yeah, these are his high school teammates. So he went missing on 4th of July. He was last seen around 3 to 4:30 p.m. on 4th of July. Reportedly, he was with a girl he met that day named Katie in some accounts, and there was confusion about who he left with. Friends returned without him, assuming he got another ride. No evidence of foul play has been reported so far. Authorities point toward a likely accidental drowning in a remote area. The massive search involving sheriff's officers, Coast Guard, and volunteers like the United Cajun Navy was called off after the recovery. The coroner's office is handling exams. The family has asked for privacy and time to grieve. Nolan is on the right.
The hood, not just in here, like school, community, classroom, like everything.
Yeah.
Just really having love for your teammates and just Ocean Springs in general.
Do y'all hang out outside of here a lot?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
do we? Yeah.
Y'all live together pretty much? Yeah.
Oh yeah, we be everywhere.
sure.
Us three.
What's
Last spring, us three, bro, we were together every day. Wasn't it? Like when it was it spring when it was cold and then he had the Chrysler.
Oh, that was
fall.
like two.
It
That was about
fall.
2 years ago.
It was
But
fall,
every
bro.
day
We're
we just
together
working out.
every day.
Go
Yeah.
to the crib, play the workout, get eats, go to the crib, play the game, go home, get back on the game, just chilling.
Let's go back to that statement where the statement released from the mother. Let's go back to that. Here it is. She says, I want to thank family and friends, community, United Cajun Navy, local law enforcement, and everyone involved for all their love, support, and resources over the last few days. His father, our family, friends, and I are absolutely devastated. My heart's broken for my sweet son who was always willing to cheer and uplift others. Nolan was a special soul. God took his time. God took his time creating this son, our son. I ask that you please give me and my family time to grieve. And that's it. That's really all we have on it. That's really it. I don't want to speculate. I don't want to put out speculations and theories, conspiracy theories, what have you, because I really don't have anything else to go on. And all I can tell you, family, is that there is no pain greater that I've experienced in my life than losing a child. And what these parents are going through right now, I do not wish on. I do not wish on my worst enemy. And they're just starting this journey, this roller coaster. And probably at this point, they haven't truly accepted reality yet. So, whoo. And this is one of the bad things it is about, being a commentator on the internet. You don't know what to say in a situation like this other than rest in peace to Nolan Wells, to his family and loved ones. Our condolences. We send our condolences and our thoughts, prayers, and if there was foul play involved, we hope to get to the bottom of it. I still have questions. I may not have a theory, but I do have questions. As I stated earlier, it seems strange to me that the young man did not come back with you and that no one reported him missing. The parents, other than the parents waiting for him, but I'm saying the friends, why weren't the friends? And my understanding is that the boys lawyered up. Now, I don't know if that's true or not, but that's what I heard. I heard that the boys who came back without Nolan, their families, one of the families has a judge in the family, his dad is a judge, and I understand that all the boys have now gotten counsel. They all now have representation, and they're not putting out any statements. All I can say is that I will continue to follow this story. I have a vested interest in just finding out what happened to this young man. And I don't think there's anything else I can say. I don't think there's anything else I should say except if this was an accident, then one of those tragic accidents that we hear about that happens, and I don't know what to say to that. If this was anything other than an accident, then I hope we can get to the bottom of that. Let's find out the truth, no matter where the truth leads us, no matter who it leads us to. That's what we need to have, and may this young man's soul be laid to rest and justice be meted out. Yeah, that's what we want. We want justice for this young man. Whatever that looks like. All right, guys. Let me know what y'all think in the comment section. You know, if you're hanging out with friends, then they're friends, not strangers. And if you're with somebody, you put your trust in them. You believe in them. You don't go to an island with people that you don't feel safe with. But if they say he went with the young lady and he looked fine, I guess. I don't know. I really don't know. And I'm speculating at this point. And I don't even know where they got that information from. Anything could have happened. Says there was confusion about who he left with. Friends returned without him, assuming he got another ride. I'm thrown, fam. I'm thrown. So you get back, and he's not back. No one goes, hey, I thought he got a ride back. He didn't come back. Where'd he go? And then it's strange for an 18-year-old not to have his damn cell phone. Like, isn't it crazy? Like, I can't imagine an 18-year-old not having their mobile. I think red flags like a mug. I'm seeing red flags pop up everywhere. Just red flag, red flag, red flag. And I know you can't build an investigation around red flags, but they are clues. They do leave one to imagine things, right? What y'all thinking? Them parents, man, God. You know, you never really know. That's the worst thing. You never, even if someone tells you something, you never really know. That's the worst thing, is not being sure, and then your imagination just runs. All right. What we got, fam? People in the comments section. Tim Black's Wolfpack, what y'all thinking, fam? Anybody got anything they could add to this? Here we go. Jorge says, didn't one of the teenagers have Nolan's cell phone? That's what I heard is his cell phone was recovered. Someone gave that to the mother, and I'm saying, how you get it? How'd he get it? Who goes anywhere without this cell phone? We need to push back hard. You know, any information that they give us, we need not to accept it. We need to say, prove it. Prove it, prove it, prove it. Right? Is that what you're saying, aggravated? We need not take the official, because they're going to want to sweep it under the rug and tell us nothing happened and tell us, obviously, he fell into the lagoon or whatever, you know, but Willie Mays says it's foul, I believe. Reasonable cause of interest. Jay says reasonable cause of interest. Check it out. Just because you're friends doesn't mean that you're friendly. At the end of the day, he became the stories he denied. I don't know. There you go. Here it is. Oh, the mom is a lawyer, is a judge. These boys are already lawyered up, and one of their moms is a judge. That's what I heard. It was the mom, not the dad. Okay. I stand corrected, fam. Thank you. Thanks for that, because I hadn't heard. I just assumed it was a man. See, there you go. There I go. There I go. Damn. Constance says they all left him because they knew he wasn't coming back. They went home to get the story straight with their families. A park ranger found the body around 8:45 a.m. local time, on July 6, in the water just off the northwest end of Horn Island. Will's mother, Christine Wansley, confirmed the death on social media that afternoon. This happened during the day, 3 to 4:30 p.m. He went missing on July 4th during a boating trip with friends to the island. He was last seen around 3 to 4:30 p.m. They couldn't find him. My thing is, there's nothing at the island. It's an island, Tim. There's no cops on the island. What's on the island? Is it a deserted island? Who knows about the island? We talking about like Gilligan's Island or some shit? What are we talking about? The Fantasy Island? What kind of island is it? Epstein Island? What kind of island are we talking about, fam? I'm being sincere. I don't know. Maybe if you're on that island, it doesn't matter if you have a phone because you don't have service. I don't know. Never been on an island. What's up? What we got here, fam? See, Nene said a 3-hour tour. Right. A 3-hour tour. Yeah, I am suspicious. Of course I'm suspicious. Somebody said, are you suspicious much? Yeah, I am. I'm black. Black guy goes missing with all these white guys. You know, maybe somebody used the N-word. He said something, and a fight broke out. And, well, I mean, you know, I guess if you're a white guy, you don't get it. Like maybe, I don't know. Maybe you're Officer Tatum, you know? Jesse Lee Peterson, you could be black. Yeah, I don't want to assume you're a white guy because, you know, we got these horrible cool starter kit guys. And those guys, they deny reality. You know, America has a long history of things happening to us. Now, you mean to tell me if a white kid went with 5 black friends or 4 black friends and the white kid never came back, white people wouldn't be like, hey. I hate it when people act like it's only black people, like black people are these suspicious folks, always paranoid. Man, if it was a white kid who went missing with his 4 black friends, that'd be a movie of the week already. Body wouldn't even be in the ground, it'd already be a movie of the week. I hate the hypocrisy. I hate it. These people are, boy, y'all be shaking down that family. Woo! You have all types of scenarios and concoctions. Pierce Morgan will be covering it right now. So was Sally Jesse, whatever her name is. Had the windbag with the glasses. They be doing something right now. We have a 24-hour alert, around the clock investigation report. It be trending everywhere. You don't fool me. See, you got some of these. See, the problem with the Gen Y now. What are these kids? The problem with the new generation is they let white people tell them. They let white people start the narrative, and they just jump on the narrative that's been created by white folks who deny reality. And sometimes those white folks know the history of America. They know how things are done, and they pretend like they don't know, and they're talking to black people that don't know who just say, yeah, you're right. We always paranoid. Why be always so paranoid? And all I'm telling you is, if this would have been one Asian kid, on a trip with 4 black kids, and the Asian kid doesn't come back, they'd be passing a new hate crime bill. That's what they'd be doing. And every Democrat across the country would be making the videos and saying how we need to be more understanding and more sympathetic to the Asian kids. That's what would be happening right now. You know what'd be worse? If there was an LGBTQ kid of any race except black. Because when you're black and you're LGBTQ, you black first. I don't think a lot of black people get that. I don't think they understand that. They listen to too much Amanda Seals. Yeah, they too much Amanda Seals. Can't get it. Yeah. Oh, you know what's even worse? You know what would cause even more of a dust up? If they were an immigrant. Yeah. You know America cries as the immigrant. Ain't there one immigrant that was smuggling people? Had like 15 people in their truck and had $50,000 worth of cash, and nobody had a U.S. ID or nothing, and they let him go? That guy then they finally tried to deport him. He's the Maryland man. Because they didn't want to call him the illegal, undocumented, or whatever it is. All I'm saying is, everybody else gets treated very seriously in situations like this. They all would be. But it's like this new narrative that these far-right assholes have been coming with that now say anytime something happens to black folks, it's an exaggeration. It's reverse racism. Man, let this have been a white kid gone missing with 4 black friends. Some of y'all assholes would have said they must have ate him. Isn't that what they were saying? It was Springfield, whatever it was? Well, that wouldn't have been Black America. That was Haitians or Somalians. Y'all really don't want to get me going because I will come up with scenarios. I will come up with scenarios here that we could run down and really build a picture. I will paint a kaleidoscope of possibilities for us to consider. Because that's what I do. I'm a commentator. I'm not a news reporter. I don't just read the headlines. They got to play 15 clips of other people's content to make an audience think about things. I can just talk because I'm creative with this. What I'm saying is, Black America, do not let these people have you confined to their own narratives about you, because those narratives will always end in black people bad. Overreacting. Black people are overreacting. And even when it was black people hurting black people, I remember when I was coming up, it was the Atlanta child murders. And all these black boys were being missing in Atlanta. It turns out it was a black guy. But when we were looking for him, it was a bunch of white people going, oh, here we go again. Here we go again. Because they don't care as long as it's not them going missing. But let one of them not make it home for did. Oh, God. Break out the National Guard. Jimmy could have just been over a friend's house playing Atari. And they would have lost their ever-loving minds. So black people, black Americans, it is perfectly fine for you to think thoughts. You know what? I prefer you to think thoughts. I prefer you to think worst case scenario. You know why? Because maybe your kids will be extra safe, at least until we find out what happened. Because There's nothing wrong with being extra safe. Because bad things can happen to good people. So what's the worst that can happen with you being extra safe? We should all be safe anyway, right? My thing is, why do you need a lawyer if you didn't do shit? Hey, why you need a lawyer? What's the lawyer for if you didn't do anything? I mean, obviously, white folks now worried about being railroaded by the police? Something happened. I know. I have no evidence of it. I'm speculating. I believe something happened. I'm not saying what. But I'm saying, like, why would you need to get a lawyer if your friend went missing and you were all together and y'all don't know where he went or what happened to him? Why would you need a lawyer? Hey, we were all together and he went with this girl who we never saw before. And what's she look like? She's 6'2". No, she's 5'7". No, she's a little person. No, she's black. No, she's white. No, everybody's giving different stories. Something's going on, fam. Something's going on. That's all I'm saying. Because the first thing you do, in my opinion, is you don't go get a lawyer for what? You be like, look, my friend he was with us. Then he met a chick. He was hanging out with her. They was getting, they were going at each other. They were having fun or whatever. And he was like, I'll holler at you later. He didn't show up when it was time to leave. And we just thought maybe he was getting a ride back with her people. And that's the last time we heard of him. We all got the same story because we was all together and he went with her. Ta-da! I just don't understand why you need a lawyer. It's not like it's one person. It's a group of 4. Why everybody need a lawyer? That's all I'm saying, fam. I know. I'm speculating. But I could do that. I could speculate. Once again, Black Americans, do not feel any kind of way about being speculative. They be speculative all the time. It's fine to be speculative. That's what happens. See, it's the thing about America, man. We got a lot of different types of people. We're a very diverse country. You know what's different between China and America? China's full of Chinese people. America's full of everybody. That's one thing. It's a big difference, right? So anyway, I'm just saying, Let me know what y'all think about this story, fam. Nolan Xavier Wells, 18 years old, deceased. Investigation is ongoing. Our condolences to his family. I don't even want to talk about it no more. I'm done. Can we move on, y'all? What y'all think? With friends like that, who needs enemies? Man, if we go to the club, I said if we go to the club up the street and I don't come back with y'all and y'all wait to find my ass, y'all better hope something did happen to me because when I come back, I'm coming for you. I'm going to haunt the shit out you. How you not going to make sure I'm getting back safe? Why you didn't call my people? Why didn't you call a cop? Like, what's going on, fam? I need answers. And I don't know why everybody else doesn't feel that way. Why are there people going, oh, wow, suspicious much? Yeah, suspicious all the time, asshole. All the time. All right, let's keep going, fam. Thank you, So Black. Yeah, let me know. Bodie, what's up, Bodie? There's a lot of ways 1 out of 5 kids could die on a boat. Just today, can we get the not racist one? Yeah, hey, he could have failed, right? Yeah, but here's the thing, Bodie. If it's not racist, it doesn't have to be racist. Getting into an argument with somebody does not necessarily have to be racist. It just looks racist. That's all. And if I'm one of those kids, somebody gonna tell it. Somebody gonna tell something, fam. I'll be surprised. Look, I would not be surprised. By the time I finish this broadcast, we have more information. Because somebody gonna crack. Somebody gonna crack like my knee. You know what I'm saying? Like Pop-Pop's knee. In the wintertime. Crack. Somebody gonna crack. Somebody gonna get scared. Somebody gonna start talking. Mr. Brewster, what's up, fam? You hear what I'm saying? All right, let's keep the party going, y'all. Let's see what we got.
Yeah, really, it's really like a brotherhood, not just in here, like school, community, classroom, like everything.
Yeah.
Just really having love for your teammates and just Ocean Springs in general.
Do y'all hang out outside of here a lot?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Do we?
Y'all live together pretty much? Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
We be everywhere.
sure.
Us three.
What's
Last spring, us three, bro, we were together every day, wasn't it? Like when it was it spring when it was cold and then he had the Chrysler.
Oh, that was
fall.
like two.
It
That was about
fall.
2 years ago.
It was
But
fall,
every
bro.
day,
We're
we just
together
working out.
every day.
Go to the crib, play the workout, get eats, go to the crib, play the game, go home, get back on the game, just chilling.
Next up with Tim Black.
As a black woman, my lived experience in this country.
Hold on, man. Hold on, man. Hold on, man. I'm sorry, fam. I know that's not supposed to be funny, man. But just to start it off with her saying that is just hilarious. I'm like, who is she talking to? Who's who? I'm like, I turned into an owl when she said that shit. Who? Who? Latino than I'm a. Now I think her daddy black though, for real talk. I think her father's black. I just don't see her as black, but that's just my ignorance. That's just me.
As a black woman, my lived experience in this country was embodied by a photograph that was taken in celebrating the 250th.
Yeah. There was a 4th of July march in D.C. by masked white nationalists who were also caught on camera riding the metro.
Man, this picture right here, this poor girl. This poor girl's become a lightning rod, hasn't she? Have y'all seen the pictures of her? So this is a real picture. Some people say they think it was photoshopped or AI. Nah, it's not. I put it through my AI detector. It didn't say AI, okay? She's on a DC Metro. I don't know where this is. I think it's headed to Gallery Place or Fort DuPont Circle, somewhere near the Capitol. And they got pictures of her. Yeah, she got a vagrant picture or something, like she got a ticket for vagrancy or something. And these people are really exposure. But they're really running her through the dirt. Man, look, she not posing for a picture. Somebody took her picture. She didn't ask for them to make her the face of the new civil rights movement. She was riding the train, fam. Minding her own business. And the Democrats said, oh, we can use this.
With a very concerned-looking woman. Interior Secretary Doug Burgum. See that picture? Look at that.
Yeah.
It's scary.
Yeah.
She probably didn't know who them white boys was. She probably thought they was Jehovah's Witness. She don't know. Joy, she probably don't have any idea who those white guys were. It's a bunch of white guys with face masks or whatever. I mean, she could have been a little paranoid, but I mean, it's not like she knew they were Patriot Front assholes. So you know that? It's a bunch of white guys. I mean, which is scary enough. Don't get it twisted. That's scary enough. But, I mean, really? Like, it's broad daylight. Yeah, I guess for a woman it is scary. Okay, maybe it is a little intimidating. But what I'm saying is, there's no reason why she would know that these guys are part of an organization that doesn't like the blacks. That's my point. That's what I'm getting at here. And Joy's just assuming that she already knew that. And all I'm saying is, how do we know she had any idea? And from what I understand, no one's been able to reach her. She hasn't spoken out. She hasn't made any statements. So this is all speculation on their behalf and mine as well. But see, at least I will admit I'm speculating. I just don't imagine. I mean, they're not that popular now. If they were wearing Klans hoods, yeah, they should have been like, hey, I remember these guys from the books. Because she looks young. And I'm just saying, Patriot Front, their name don't ring out like that. You know, their name don't be ringing out. Like the blood, you know, like the Bloods, the Crips, Gangster Disciples, like all these other gangs, the NYPD, all these other gangs. NYPD, all those gangs ring out, their names ring out a lot higher and a lot louder than Patriot Front. All right, so, you know, when you get reporting done by The View, you're going to get some distortions.
Looking woman. Interior Secretary Doug Burgum. See that picture? Look at that.
Yeah.
It's scary.
Yeah.
Doug Burgum was asked if he condemns the group's message on CNN. He's a Trumper. Watch.
I think that certainly is what they stand for is nothing that I could possibly agree with, but one of the foundational principles of the United States, which makes democracy messy, is free speech. And there are plenty of things that I see that I might personally find offensive, irreprehensible. But in America, free speech is allowed.
So for that, they're concerned about the First Amendment.
Correct.
But getting Jimmy Kimmel off the air, that doesn't count.
Yeah,
go ahead.
Correct. And that's the thing. When you know, I think, unfortunately, in this country, people have different lived experiences. So while some may have a lived experience like this is the best country in the world, and while there's some stuff that goes on, you know, other things are okay. That, for me, was a defining image of modern America for Black Americans. Yes. Defining. That Patriot Front is a white nationalist organization.
Somebody wrote that shit down. No one's walking around thinking that this is a good imagery of what America represents. This is perfectly. This is a perfect embodiment. Nah, no one's thinking that. I don't think that black woman. I don't know her, so I'm not going to overstep and say I'm in her head and I know what she's thinking. But I think very few Black Americans. Let me just say this: I think very few working class Black Americans. Okay, because we might have some DSA members. Everything they see is a microcosm of, you know, white supremacy and these. But I'm just thinking they're like probably like, what? What an uncomfortable moment. You know, maybe that, but I don't think they're thinking. You know, Sonny's just full of shit. That's what I think. I think Sonny's full of it. I doubt.
Founded in 2017 after the deadly Unite the Right rally in Charlottesville, Virginia. You know what they promote? An ultra-nationalist ideology that focuses on creating a white ethno-state in the United States with the ultimate goal of reshaping American society to align with their vision of racial and cultural homogeneity. As a Black woman, I'm sitting there in my country, and that's the type of fear.
Hey. Did she just say the deadly Unite the Right rally? Come on, man. One person got hit by somebody. Somebody drove over. Okay, one person got ran over. And that's horrific. That is bad. That happens every day that happens 100 times a day. Somebody gets hit by a car. That's what happened. You know, and that guy should have went to jail for a long time because he looked like, to me, he intentionally ran over Heather Heyer. But I'm saying, fam, it seems a little crazy, a little bit, a bit of an exaggeration to call it the deadly Unite the Right Rally Day. I saw somebody getting their ass kicked with a sign. Some of them guys got their asses kicked with their own signs.
Here I have to experience.
And by the way, show your face. I'm not one to call name, but these losers need to take off their masks, their little old man khakis. Show your face if you're going to be a big.
She said old man khakis.
And with an American flag on that cap. You might as well have a hood on. You might as well have a hood on, because that's what it looks like. That's what it feels like.
But by the way, in this moment...
Now, when people were saying that about the COVID-19 mask, people were saying that. They didn't like the mask when it was COVID-19, and then all the liberals were, but you got to wear it to be safe. Okay, people can wear masks. I don't know, just pointing out the hypocrisy on both sides.
You're going to hear me say it every time. I will call it out when it's the left, and I will call it out when it's the right. Those same hateful marchers who are bigoted anti-Semites that we saw in D.C. this weekend, that is also how Jews feel when they hear people say globalize the Intifada and they are marching through the streets. We need to call it out if it's the far left or far right. Take your bigotry, go home.
I agree with that.
When you say this is the best nation for who?
Yeah, when you say it's the best nation,
when you say it's the best nation, the best nation for who?
When Mona get on this show? Don't call me white girl. I know she was on this show too. Damn. When that happened? When Mona joined The View? Is that Mona? Damn. Angie Martinez let herself go.
Who? Because if we are celebrating 250 years, what are we exactly celebrating is what I want to know. And so I'm really glad that picture was taken, because that picture is how we feel walking into many rooms down the street. That picture is how we feel, and nobody will believe us. So look at that picture and understand how it feels.
And you never...
About what? How it feels what? How it feels what? What are you talking about? That picture's how you feel? When? Ice? Talking about ice? What are we talking about here? They need to use their words, fam. I want to understand what exaggerating nonsense are they trying to say. They're not being explicit. Make it very specific, so I know how to roast you.
Should be made to feel like that. Yes. It's wrong that this woman is.
And I said this on this show many, many years ago, because this is my 10th year on the show, and I said there are times when I walk into a community and I see American flags all over the community, and I suddenly feel unsafe because there is a section of this country that has co-opted the American flag, and they equate being an American or an American flag with white supremacy, and that should never be the symbol of white supremacy.
Somebody tell Sonny that she's the only person that thinks she's black, and that typical bigots would think she's Mexican. And I know she's not, but I'm just saying. Yeah, like, I mean, you may be afraid when you see white guys, but don't use, damn it. What I'm saying is, it's a little bit of a reach for Sonny Hostin to pretend that she should be afraid of the whites. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm a black woman, and she's trying to play Whoopi's role, because Whoopi's not there, and they can't, like, a lot of the talking points that the View is used to using, they're unable to do without Whoopi Goldberg being present. It just doesn't work with Sonny. So now Sonny is playing the black person. You know what I'm saying? And she has to use all the liberal talking points that Whoopi would get to use. And Whoopi, frankly, obviously is a black woman. And, you know, I can accept him a little bit better coming from Whoopi. But yeah, Sonny, when white guys look at you, they don't see black person. They just don't. So, like, you know, maybe you hold off on those anecdotes till you get a black person at the table. Maybe until then, you know, because, I mean, it's phony when you do it anyway, but it's really phony now. I mean, it's exceptionally phony to try it now. Does she live like Martha's Vineyard or some shit? What are you talking about? What neighborhoods are you walking into, Sonny? I don't imagine like the ultra liberal Martha's Vineyard being full of a lot of conservative working class people. You know what I'm saying? It's St. Bensonhurst, mopo. You know, she's talking like she'd just be kicking it in West Virginia or trailer parks or something. You know what I'm saying? Where people are so broke, all they got is their flag and their gun. Like, that's not the type of neighborhood you be walking through, Sonny. And why would you be in a neighborhood like that? You know, last time I remember you talking about how you lived in a neighborhood where there were no black people, and you were afraid for your son's safety because he looks mixed. So your dad is black, your mom is Hispanic, your husband is Hispanic, and you mean to tell me your kids look black? Come on, man. How black? Are we talking Drake black? What are we talking about here, man? I'm just saying. I mean, I don't like when people try to use us. That's all they do is they try to use us for ratings. And it's so bad now. Once upon a time, at least when they use a black person could get paid. You know what I'm saying? Once upon a time, when the liberals or the Democrats use a black person for their talking points, at least a particular black person got a check from it. And he was able or she were able to feed their family and help at least one black family benefit from this bullshit. Things are so bad now that the Democrats have graduated to making people that aren't black tell the black story without putting money in a black person's pocket. You know what I'm saying? So this is even worse. This is even worse. And look, and here's the kicker. If you don't, well, here's the kicker, guys. The kicker is all of the damn conservatives and all of the all these people that hate the Democrats, they blame us for talking points that don't benefit us, that we don't initiate, that are initiated by the Democrats. But we're the ones to get to hear about it online 24/7. We don't run the View. We don't staff the View. We don't run it. We don't work as the writers. Like, I mean, Kevin Hart, his special had 50 writers and only one was black, and I think they sent him home. I'm just saying, like, we don't run this shit. But still, when they get mad, they blame us. Well, they just use us as a pawn to get their stuff done. All right, let's listen to Lizzo. Lizzo, talk to us.
But they have weaponized.
Because the flag belongs to all of us.
It does belong to all of us. But those men were wearing a flag on their
By the way, aren't those the same idiots who didn't want you to wear a mask during COVID?
Yes, they are.
Yeah.
But they were wearing a mask then.
Suddenly
Cowards.
the mask is important.
Oh, see? That was the point I was trying to make. I thought it was funny. It was funnier when I made it, though, you know? Yeah, man. The View never fails to give me some type of comedy routine. Like, it gives me obvious talking points, things I could come up with pretty quickly because these ladies never fail to deliver in absurdities. They're going to do something. They're going to come up with something to throw against the wall. I just wish they'd stop using us to do it. You know what I'm saying? Gets a little old. All right, guys, let me know what you think about this segment about The View. Yeah, man, look, it's bad enough they use us, but at least I feel a little bit better if when they're using us, some of us get some money behind it. You know? It's like blackface now. Let's keep it going, fam. Hit the like button if you like that segment. Let the algorithm know that you are watching the Tim Black Show, and we are telling it like it is, fam. The most dangerous show in America is right here. Tim Black Show. Tim Black Show.
Next up with Tim Black. Catch Tim Black live on the most dangerous show in America. Sundays, Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Times. Don't miss out
Hey, make that 10:30, y'all.
On The Real. Stay dangerous.
Kidnapping them?
That's the last time I saw Mitch McConnell. Last time I saw Mitch McConnell, that's what he was doing.
Tim Black. Catch Tim Black live
Yeah.
on the most dangerous show in America. Sundays, Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Times. Don't miss out on The Real. Stay dangerous.
Okay, so the last time I saw Mitch McConnell, he was falling out. Now the rumors are swirling about Mitch McConnell. Rumors are swirling that Senator Mitch McConnell is brain gone. And I don't even know if those rumors are reliable, right? But what we do know is that he had a medical emergency a couple weeks ago, and no one's heard from him since. So let's talk about it. Is Mitch McConnell with us? Or is he in the upper room? Let's stop playing. If he's not with us, he ain't in the upper room. I'm just gonna go out on a limb on this one. If there is an upper room, he ain't in it. Last time I saw Mitch McConnell, he was falling all head over heels in love with Donald Trump.
Kidnapping them?
What was he waving at? I guess he waved to let you know you're an asshole for filming him fall. They didn't know you were going to fall, Mitch. Okay, so here goes the medical call. I don't even know if I can verify this. They say this was the medical call that came through on June 14th.
Medical local paramedic agent 3, medic 3, ALS response unconscious, 217 C3, no CCS in Charlie. Medical local paramedic agent 3, medic 3, ALS response unconscious, 217 C3, no CCS in Charlie, close of 2nd Street on Channel 11, 836.
See, that's the thing, fam. I have no way at all to know if that was an accurate phone call, an emergency call for Mitch McConnell. That's what they're saying, but people lie. So I don't know if they're lying or they're telling the truth. Mitch McConnell's not officially brain dead. This is an unverified rumor. Is he? I don't know. Primarily pushed by conservative activist Laura Loomer, citing an unnamed source. With no confirmation from his office, family, or medical authorities. So that's how they're reporting after Washington Examiner. But is it true? Is it not true? Can you trust the Washington Examiner? They may not want that information to be out. We don't know. Do I trust Laura Loomer? No. But I don't trust the Republicans or the Democrats. So we know Mitch McConnell was 84 years old. He's been in failing health. We've seen him many a time buffering at the microphone, lost in thought. And I don't even think that does it justice. As if he had no thoughts left in his head at all when they were showing him. Like he would just be up there and it'd be minutes and he would be unresponsive, but he would be awake. But he appeared to be asleep while awake. So not a good thing, fam, not a good thing. Now, they said he was hospitalized on June 14th, as I pointed out, and it was in a medical emergency at his home in D.C. They mentioned cardiac arrest requiring CPR. And he has been in the hospital for over 3 weeks. Now, I don't know why they believe that, but that was reported by the New York Times. His office states he is continuing his recovery and continues to improve. Here's the thing. If people are speculating that you're no longer a part of the living, wouldn't it be a good idea to do a selfie? A selfie holding up a newspaper or something. You know, something, do FaceTime. Somebody got a phone, go by. Do something, end the speculation. Like, it's like I cannot I cannot say with any certainty that he's alive. I can't say with any certainty that he's not. But what I can say is I don't trust either side. And that is a certainty, that I don't trust either side. And I believe the Republicans, to maintain an advantage, to maintain that seat in Kentucky, I think they would lie. And I think the Democrats would lie too. So no one trusts anybody. He announced in 2025 he would not seek re-election. I remember that. I remember him saying he wasn't going to run. His term ends January 2027, as well as Jasmine Crockett's. He's going to step down as the Senate Republican leader in 2025. He stepped down John Thune. Now here it is. Immediate Senate vacancy. Now this is what happens, fam. So I said, what's going to happen? What if it's true that he's no longer with us? What's the steps? What does this mean? Here's what I got, all right? By Kentucky law, the governor, Democrat Andy Beshear, would appoint a temporary replacement to serve until a special election takes place. Kentucky's process allows the appointee to serve the remainder of the term or until the next general election, depending on timing. Beshear would no doubt choose a moderate Democrat because Beshear is a moderate Democrat. And this would potentially flip the seat in a state Trump won. So now you see the incentive why Republicans want Mitch to hang around. At least until they can find somebody to take his place. Right? This would narrow Republican margins in the Senate. Exact impact depends on current composition. McConnell's been a key institutionalist and appropriator, meaning he did a lot of dirty work for the Republicans. And very helpful at that. So, on the Republican side, it will be a loss of a master tactician, deal maker, and overall scumbag. Yeah. Broader optics. 2026 midterms, Kentucky Senate race becomes an open or appointed seat. Republicans will likely hold it long term due to state leanings. But a Beshear appointee creates short-term vulnerability in fundraising fights. So that's what we got, fam. So now, look, we don't know what the state of this is really. But what it does remind us is that nobody trusts anybody. And this is our politics. And our politics is so full of lies, deception. Our media is not trusted. We have no trust at all. Right? So the fact is no transparency. The fact that you don't know whether they're coming or going, who's saying what, what's saying why, who, when, where, why the why the chicken crossed the road. We don't know anything. We know nothing. We don't believe anything, nor should we believe anything. And it's just, we're in hell. We're in hell, fam. It is what it is. I'm saying this politics is a dirty game. Politics so dirty, drug dealers be like, nah, man. I want to go back to dealing drugs. At least I knew what I was dealing with. Yeah, man, this politics is just, yeah. Yeah, man. Well, I can't say I'm a miss turkey neck. I'm not gonna miss him. He always sounded like he was an engine that just wouldn't turn over. That was annoying, wasn't it? You don't want to hear that shit in the mic, do you? Next. All right, folks, let me know what y'all think. Y'all think that Mitch McConnell's still with us? Y'all think Mitch McConnell's fine and dandy? He's basically a kid. It's only 84. Isn't that like only a year older than Trump? Well, that's Biden's age. Like, isn't that like in the same, like, Let's keep it going, y'all. Damn. Damn, YouTube. All right, let's keep going, y'all. They put an age restriction on one of my videos, man. Bastards.
Next up with Tim Black.
Black people are consistently being ignored, or I feel like that's what I hear. But when we look at the numbers, if there's any group of people that the party should be most loyal to and most vocal about, is Black people, because Black people have historically held this down. Now, we don't have the numbers in this country for sure, but percentage wise, there is only one group of people. When you walk into a room full of Black people, you can almost guarantee that they believe in the democratic ideals. When you walk into a room full of white people, you don't know what you're walking into. Okay. So I think that we have to come to a consensus about a baseline of, when we're talking about the LGBTQIA community, we all gonna stand with the community as a whole, and maybe even have something specific that's like that one big thing that like nobody can fold on. Same thing with Black folks, same thing with Latinos, same thing with women, same thing with all of the different kind of fractions within our umbrella. We have to say, as a baseline, we will not accept anybody that does not stand for these very basic things. And frankly, for Black folk, it's just honestly acknowledging our humanity. So when it comes to answering the question of what America owes Black women...
Hold. See, this is why, man, we need a new party, y'all. We ain't gonna do shit as long as the Democrats are the party that Black people vote for. Did you hear what she said? Y'all see that? Y'all hear this? Then she wonders why she lost Texas. Man, she'd be lucky if she could keep a podcast going. See, this is why people need to listen, man. She just said, Black people are deserving of these things because Black people are the most loyal group. No, you know what? Since we're so loyal, we don't deserve shit. That's how it works. Loyalty is not rewarded. Loyalty is taken advantage of. I mean, think about it, fam. We've all been in relationships. A person that's loyal without there being a firm commitment from the other person is just a oppressed person who ain't got nowhere else to go. I mean, come on now. We're going to be grown up or not. I mean, you know, you're loyal when someone puts a ring on your finger. Then you have a reason to be loyal. Democrats have not put a ring on the Black people's finger. So our loyalty is being rewarded exactly how it should be rewarded, by being misused and abused and served like hell. Till one day it was found in a cell. Listen to what I'm saying. So she went on to say that. Now let's move past that, because that takes you to think broader and bigger. You got to step outside the box and look at it for what it is. If you're a person that's going to give your order to somebody without them giving their order to you, your ass going to be used. And it's important for Black Americans to stop this, because that's when you're going to be owed something. You only owe something if someone's willing to give it to you. Next, she says, so her big plan is that all groups, all these various factions in the Democratic Party, LGBTQIA, immigrants, I don't know who else she named, women, I don't know. She said they all should be, everyone should have to commit to a one thing for each group. One thing for each group. And you see what she said there? See what she said? She didn't put any stipulations on what that one thing would be for the Latinos, or for the Asians, or for the LGBTQ. But she did put a stipulation on what it would be for Black people, that you recognize our humanity. Now, I don't want nobody to recognize my humanity. That's what lawsuits are for. I don't need you to recognize my humanity. I need you to recognize money. Yeah, I don't need you to recognize reparations. That's what I need you to recognize, Jasmine Crockett. Yeah. Recognize that black people have worked without getting compensated in this country. That's what we need you to recognize. Don't recognize my humanity. See, if you recognize me by paying me so that I can take care of my family with what's owed to me, that would have been owed to my grandparents or to his parents, our parents, that they could have passed down wealth to their children. Also, the fact that we were redlined and prevented from building wealth all the way up until what? I'd say damn near the 80s. I'd say most black people have faced such obstacles in being able to accumulate wealth. That really, our time didn't really start ticking until 1980. You know what I'm saying? That's how I look at it. I mean, up until that point. And I'm not saying we don't face discrimination today, but I'm saying when I look at discrimination that black people have dealt with historically in this country, I don't want people to just think about slavery. I'm talking about Jim Crow. I'm talking about all the way up until the civil rights in 65. Affirmative action started in 70. And then by 75, it was basically handed over to white women. You know what I'm saying? And then they let in the Asians and the Latinos in large numbers. So to kind of quash any gains that we gained, any advancement that was garnered up until that point. And consequently, we started to decline in certain areas, such as home ownership. So these things started around like 1980 that we started to decline. We went from 52% in 1990 home ownership, and now we're back down to 44. We went backwards under Obama. We went backwards under Biden. We went backwards under Clinton. See, no one talks about that. But you know who didn't go backwards? Latinos. They took our spot in the low 50s. Home ownership. So Jasmine Crockett, very, very stealthily, she just said all other groups should get something concrete. And what should black people get? For America to recognize our humanity. What the hell is that? Nah, I don't need you to recognize my humanity. Recognize my bank account. Recognize a dividend. Recognize I won't be paying taxes for the next 300 years. Since you want to redline me and my family out of existence, you won't let us get bank loans, business loans, but you gave it to the Asian Americans. I need you to go ahead and, my people don't need to pay taxes for the next 300 years. How about that? How about that? And I mean any type of tax. Health tax, income tax. Shit, if I play Monopoly, I don't even want to play that motherfucker. When I hit that, I don't even want to have to pay taxes when I go around the board. No tax at all. I shouldn't have to pay for a taxi. You understand what I'm saying? That's what I'm talking about, fam. But see, Jasmine Crockett doesn't have that type of guts. That's why we don't need these lames in politics cosplaying as fighting for black Americans, because they not. She's not even in office. In a couple months, she's gonna be gone. She can't even stand on business now, dog. And she ain't even running again. She can't even stand on business now. She a lame duck. And still being careful what she say when it comes to working for us. But let her ass loose. What happened to all the black people that should have came out for me? We would have came out for you, Jasmine, but we wanted to recognize your humanity. We were busy recognizing your humanity, so we didn't think we needed to vote too. But we were recognizing your humanity. That was a good one. That was good. I'm going to miss her.
And the answer is everything. When we think about the sacrifices that black women have made from the moment that we were stolen from our homelands and transported into this country, to the fact that black women continue to stand as the backbone specifically of the Democratic Party, we know that black women are always the ones that are doing the labor, but we are also the ones that are always the first targets of any harm. So this 4th of July, I say celebrate a black woman that you know, because whether it's an invention that...
Whoa, ho, 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 ho. Hold up. Hold up, son. Am I the only person hearing this bullshit? Y'all not sitting here with me. Family. Are y'all hearing this? First of all, let me push back on a couple things. First thing is, black women did not sacrifice for America. We were victimized. Black women were victimized by America. That's not sacrifice. A sacrifice is something you do voluntarily, Goofy. A sacrifice is something you do to aid or help, and that's a voluntary pursuit. You do that out of love or out of duty, right? Like you sacrifice. I get up and wash these damn dishes because we need somebody to wash the dishes. I'm going to go to this second job because I'm sacrificing for my family so we have what we need. I'm not going to tell your mama that her cooking's garbage because I don't want it to be no fighting in this. You know, I want us to have a peaceful Thanksgiving or a nice picnic. That's a sacrifice. What happened to black women and black men was that a sacrifice. That's called victim. That's called abuse. That's called murder. They call that sacrifice. And black women had not been sacrificing for the Democratic Party. Y'all been goofily, and not just black women, but black people have very goofily, that's not even a word. Black Americans have failed to break away from the Democratic Party. And we need to change that. Now, we need to give you something to break away to. Don't get it twisted. But it's not a sacrifice. We have been sacrificing for the Democratic. Why is she using this language? Sacrificing. What, to cast a ballot? No, that's been a dumb choice. That's a choice black women have been making. Jasmine Crockett, you did not sacrifice becoming a Democrat. You saw a career opportunity. The last thing you've done has been a sacrifice. It's been a come up for you. It's been a come up for you, Ayanna Presley, Ilhan Omar, AOC, all y'all. It's called come up. It's a come up. And for black Americans, working class folks who be voting Democrat, that's not a sacrifice. It's a bad move. It's a mistake. It's a desperate move based on lack of options at best, and at worst, a foolhardy decision that needs to be rectified immediately. But to call it a sacrifice is that's an exaggerated viewpoint to take, fam. Now, it's not a sacrifice to every 4 years to go out there and vote for the same dumb party that's not getting done what you need to get done and then listen to their bullshit, all because you like Taraji P. Henson's movies. Like, come on, man. All because Shirley Ralph is an entertaining soul and Viola Davis is amazing and Jeffrey Wright is a hell of an actor and Wendell Pierce has range, and Samuel Jackson, on and on and on. And Spike Lee said, just do the right thing. She's got to have it. So, I don't like the language. I don't like the framing of this at all. The Democrats don't owe you shit because they're not in the business of paying back debts. They're in the business of stealing votes. And the Republicans don't owe you anything because you never vote for them anyway. And you haven't struck a deal. So we need to strike a deal. And the deal, no one will strike a deal with somebody who doesn't have any options. And as long as the Democrats feel they're the only option in town, then they have no incentive to strike a deal with us. And unfortunately, we have politicians like Jasmine Crockett who don't demand anything other than to have a seat at the table for themselves. Then we are basically up a river without a paddle. That's basically where we are, fam. So, hey, look, the rest of the field is what it is, but I just think we need to get the terminology right. We need to get that through our heads. Sacrifice. Like you going to war or some shit. Now, you been picking up a paycheck, Jasmine Crockett. You been up here trying to become a star.
Of the Democratic Party, we know that black women are always the ones that are doing the labor, but we are also the ones that are always the first targets of any harm. So,
what harm have you received, Jasmine Crockett? What harm have you received? Like, what are we talking about? Are we talking about American history? Or are we talking about politics? Because politically, I haven't seen you receive any harm at all. In fact, you became a household name. People know you all across the country. Unfortunately, it's not for anything political that you've really done other than talk shit about Trump. And that's why you out on your ass. That's it. But I don't see, evidently, I know we got a lot of black commentators that have been crying or wail. They've been complaining that you lost, but I don't see what Texas lost. I haven't heard Texas cry. But what is this? What is this? Black women are the first ones to be hurt. I don't know what you're talking about.
this 4th of July, I say celebrate a black woman that you know, because whether it's an invention that she made or whether it's the very democracy that still hangs by a thread right now, there is a black woman.
Why are you trying to make this about black women? Why come you just can't ride for black people? Why are you trying to separate us? Now I gotta go back and see who did more inventions. Why don't you just say black America? Why are you saying black women? Because you're a black woman. You want to make this about you, huh? Boy, one thing Jasmine Crockett has always been very successful at doing is shoving her head directly up her own ass. She's been really good at that. She's been perfect. She's been excellent at talking about herself and putting as much attention as humanly possible squarely on her own self. That's really what she's good at. She's not good at much else. Black women from black men. Why not just say black people, black Americans? We've all paid a price. Black Americans have paid a price. Collectively, as families, as individuals, but as a group. Why would you want to separate that? This isn't Women's Day. It's not Mother's Day, mother.
Woman to thank for her contributions.
Next up, with Tim Black.
I wanted to directly address the troubling, serious, and false allegations against me. Any accusation of non-consensual behavior is categorically false. Over the last 10 months, I have been deeply humbled by the faith Mainers have put in me. You have welcomed me into your homes, into your places of work, into your restaurants, into your houses of worship. You have shown that a different kind of politics, one that puts the interests of people over corporations, is not just possible, but is inevitable. This movement we have built, the largest volunteer base in the history of Maine politics, the hundreds of thousands of grassroots donors, and the supporters across the ideological spectrum, we were united in a love of Maine, a belief that our politics must change.
You said I got frozen? My video's frozen? Somebody said it's frozen. Okay. I don't know what happened. Okay, let's keep it going.
And a focus on defeating Susan Collins. So, regardless of the inaccuracy of the reporting, but mindful of the political reality it will inflict, we are taking the time to reflect on the best path forward for the state that I love, the people that I love, the movement I belong to, and the goal of defeating Susan Collins. Those were the goals when we launched this campaign, and they remain my goals today. On June 9th, 154,058 Mainers, the most in primary history, voted to reject a broken politics beholden to Washington and the donor class. They voted for hope, for change, to take back our economy, to take back our power, and to take back our Senate seat. Throughout it all, you never turned your back on me, and I will not turn my back on you now. Every one of you deserves to see that vision come to fruition and see Susan Collins defeated. And we will use every tool at our disposal to do so. As Maine goes, so goes the nation. As always, thank you.
Okay, so this guy, some people are saying, Tim, who the hell is this guy? All right, let me tell you who he is. Allegedly, he's a pervert. But that don't stop the Democrats from wanting to elect him. So Graham Plattner is his name. He's the Democratic nominee for U.S. Senate in Maine. He's challenging incumbent Susan Collins. And he has multiple allegations, primarily related to his personal conduct, relationships, and past statements. This guy is amazing. So let me give you a comprehensive list of all the shit they accuse him of, okay? All right, so sexual assault allegations in 2021. Accuser, Jenny Rukakik, a 41-year-old Maine woman who dated Plattner on and off for over 2 years. Despite her repeated objections, he allegedly entered her home uninvited while deeply intoxicated. He broke into her house, fam, allegedly. He forced her to do things. She described him grabbing her pelvis and violating stuff. Plattner's response was he denies the allegation, calling it a categorically false and inaccurate. He said that his campaign is reflecting on the best path forward. Yeah. Is that the new one? I think that's the latest one. There's also the most recent serious claim. Yeah, that was the most recent serious claim that came out today, and that was in Politico. There's patterns of behavior for multiple ex-partners. New York Times reported back in June, several women who dated Plattner described him as a charming at times, but often demeaning, intimidating, and physically threatening, included heavy drinking, infidelity, and unsettling conduct in relationships. That's also reported by the New York Times. This guy's great. Why wouldn't you want this guy to be a senator? Can't wait. He sent messages of a sexual nature while married. Detailed Plattner exchanging explicit text with multiple women. This is in 2023 to 2025. Shortly after his marriage, his wife reportedly flagged some to his campaign. Past statements on sexual assault. He made Reddit posts. Before his campaign launched, Platinum posted comments suggesting assault victims should take some responsibility. Avoid alcohol to prevent compromising situations, and act like an adult. He also downplayed challenges for service members reporting military sexual assault. Damn. Yep, other controversies. This is the guy with the Nazi tattoo. It's a Nazi tattoo that he said he didn't know it was a Nazi tattoo. He had a tattoo on his body and didn't know it was a Nazi tattoo. So either he was really drunk and high when he got it, or see what I told you about politicians? He made derogatory online comments, old posts, including dismissive remarks about grape, and called Maine voters racist or stupid. No wonder why Maine wants to elect him. Nothing like saying you love somebody by calling them a racist and stupid. So he's a Marine veteran and oyster farmer. He won the primary despite some prior awareness of issues. He's spoken openly about his PTSD, his depression, and his past heavy drinking. This guy seems amazing, man. I don't know what are we even talking about, man? This guy, get him in there today. Get him in there. It's the kind of guy that's representing the Democrats. He obviously chose the wrong party. If this guy was a Republican, he'd already be elected. Yeah, I know Trump's mad he can't endorse him. Trump's mad as shit. You're like, damn, why come I can't have guys like this on my team? Yeah, man. That's it. Ain't that enough? We don't need to know anything else, do we? So we got Republicans on one side trying to keep a ailing, declining Mitch McConnell in the running in order to benefit their side. And on the Democratic side, we have this philandering drunkard ticking time bomb. And they're like, this guy's good. My guy, Ro Connor, went down and like stood up for him, didn't you, Ro? Damn, Ro, you want to come on the Timberlake show for old time's sake and explain to me what made you take your ass down to Maine to support this piece of garbage? What made you do it, man? I'm trying to tell you, fam, I have no delusions about what kind of politics we have. I hope that you also are devoid of delusion, that you are awake, that you see both these parties are horrible. We got to be able to get out of there what we need. Let's not be morons. Let's not be morons that believe in these people. Let's just say we need to use them to get what we need, because that's where we are. We don't get the country we want. We don't have a political system that we like. We got to work with what's in place until something else is put in place. So within that system, we might have to vote or not vote or bribe or do whatever we got to do. But what we cannot do under any circumstances is continue to do the same shit we've been doing. That's what we cannot do any further. We've done enough of doing the same old thing and listen to the same old talking heads tell us what to do. Obviously, it's not working for us. Get it? When you got a party that would kick and scream, they would kick and scream to elect a guy like Plattner, and we got a party that won't let go of a guy like McConnell, you got parties that need more parties. We definitely need more parties, fam. I ain't joking, fam. Wow. That's all I got, man. Let's go to comments, man. Who's in the building, man? Jesus Christ. What's up, y'all? Wow. That guy's horrible.
Next up with Tim Black.
Villainize me is bullshit. That's black.
Oh, okay, look. Last thing, fam. I don't know if you guys know about this. All right, so can we do this? Let's get that out of here. All right, we good to go? Yes. All right, fam. So I don't know if you've been on my YouTube channel. Well, you're on my YouTube channel now. Maybe you are if you're on YouTube. If you're on YouTube, you're on my YouTube channel. My most recent video was about Godfrey. Godfrey, man, that guy just lost his mind, fam. Yeah, Godfrey, man, I appreciate him because I like being right. And one of the things I was right about was that Godfrey was full of nonsense. And that Godfrey was cosplaying. So Godfrey got upset. You know, sometimes when people get upset, that's when their true colors come out. Yeah, Godfrey got mad at the blacks because Black Americans wouldn't let me go about his friend David Oyelowo, whatever, the dude that played Martin Luther King, right? So he was still upset about it. He got to yipping and yapping on his podcast. He took some phone calls from black women, and the guy, I had no idea that he could be this condescending and rude. He was rude as hell. But during that conversation, he also said some things that I don't know how he's going to clean them up. Somebody said, Tim, will you let Godfrey come on the channel? Or could you guys talk? I'm like, sure, we could talk. I'm not going to change my opinion. And my criticism is going to say exactly what it's been, but I'm willing to have a conversation with him if he wants to talk about it. I mean, I don't know why he would want to, because I'm going to give him a hard time to go. If he wants to build back credibility and kind of have his say, that'd be dope. I mean, we've had people come on the show. He could be one of them. That's dope. It's not like I haven't had big names on the show before. So it'd be great to have Godfrey come on and we can have a great conversation. But I want people to realize that Godfrey has problems. And the problem he has right now is we can see him. Yeah, we can see him. We can see his intentions. We can see his actions. And we can hear him. And the things he said and the way he was conducting himself, fam, I think Godfrey just really blew it. Yeah, he really blew it. I understand when a person is trying to navigate and trying to get their career to work and also trying to look out for their future, and then they also have friends that they want to support, and then they have other issues or other concerns. And I understand things can get a little murky from time to time. But you know what? Sometimes you got to be able to say, I made a mistake. Yeah, you got to be able to say you made a mistake when you make a mistake. You don't double and triple down and then offend the hell out of everyone. And then when they call you out for your bullshit, then you blame them and say that they are being too hard on you or they are exaggerating. Now, that's not what's happening. So, anyway, come to my YouTube channel. Check out my video about Godfrey, where I unpack Godfrey's most recent podcast, where he said a lot of things that I'm glad he said, because like I said, I like being right. I like being proven correct. And Godfrey, you just proved me correct, bro. So thank you for playing. And there's a little taste of that. Here goes a short video that I put out today with Godfrey, or for Godfrey, about Godfrey.
Up with Tim Black.
Villainize me is bullshit. That's black shit. Just trying to have something to about.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. That's the Godfrey I knew was in there. Yeah, man. So anyway, fam, we good. All right, guys, say, look, thank you for joining us for the new Tim Black Show. Remember, you've been watching the most dangerous show in America. That's this show right here. We live stream Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. All right, so come through, become a member of the Tim Black Show. Join us on Patreon or on Facebook or on YouTube. And let's keep the party going. Thank you to my moderators once again for being down for the cause. I appreciate y'all. Thank you to the Tim Black Wolfpack for being members of the show. I appreciate y'all too. All right. Don't let anybody take your cornbread. That's your cornbread, so you got to keep your cornbread, y'all. Stay courageous, stay bold, but most of all, stay dangerous. Because lies are safe, the truth is dangerous. That's why we got to stay dangerous. I want to thank anybody who's contributed to the show. I want to thank my VIPs and my vets and my OGs for holding it down here on the Tim Black Show. I'll be back on Wednesday. Until then, peep the channel. New content coming your way. All right? Happy belated 4th of July, people. You know, Democrats really hate 4th of July. It's weird because I don't remember them hating it last year. Or the year before that, and the year before that, and the year before that. It just like seemed like when there was a Republican in office, all of a sudden, I don't know, they hate America all of a sudden. Oh. Just an observation. Peace. Now, from my family to yours, I see you on the next one, y'all.